Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And for the next few days and into next week it's going to be Panalisa. Now I've got quite a few things and I've decided I'm going to split it into 3 videos because I just really want to be able to show you just how lovely these items are. And I want to be able to open the packages, and so I'm going to do the paper today. And then I'll split up what I've got and I'll do Friday and Monday, and then we'll do some making from stuff. Right, I've just pulled the tab open on this one. So let's have a look in here at these gorgeous label shaped papers. Now, I don't know if there's any repeats here. Now, I'm going to explain the texture. The texture is like, ooh, wallpaper. You know, it's got that slightly fuzzy feel, but it's maybe 3 times the thickness of napkin. So I don't know if these repeat or not. I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to go through them. And I'll just put them down so that you can see. They all seem to be different. And of course I want to separate them. As soon as I see a repeat, I will stop. So this is all lace and ladies, and they are vintage images, and a lot of Panalisa's papers are quite vintage. They're just beautiful for doing junk journals or journaling in general. I mean, things like this, I'll give it a measurement actually, perfect for doing the backs of ATCs. I'll get my ruler the right way around, that's going to help. And that is 4 5/16. How's that for a measurement? Yeah, but you know what I mean. You can piece them and crop them down, and you can pop them onto anything you want. So we've got a little girl on the swing. There's a really pretty butterfly. Another butterfly. Oh, we've got a nice little collection of butterflies going on here. Isn't that lovely? Really lovely colours. Oh yeah, dragonfly. Who doesn't love dragonflies? And we've got another dragonfly, and we've got more butterflies. So we've gone from ladies to butterflies to dragonflies. All that really pretty lace. That's a lovely kind of buttery yellow background. So you've got the daffodils for spring. Just really lovely. I mean, there's hundreds of them here, I'm sure. I haven't counted them, and there isn't a count on the package, but I bet there's a lot here. You might be counting them actually as I'm going through. I'm not counting them. And then we're going through sewing and corsets, a little bit of steampunk, sewing, just really lovely. So that is vintage ladies. We've got butterflies, dragonflies, and then we've kind of got the corset sewing theme going on. So that is the label papers. And then you've got dressmaker there. Just really lovely. I mean, you know, if you're somebody who likes to do gifts and you just like to use brown paper and string, you know, you can glue one of those on as well, just to make your little gift package nice. But those are really lovely. Right, next up is a huge package of vintage goodies, and look at how nicely that is all tied up. But I'm going to get it out of the bag because I'm wondering if I can just do it like this, because I want to keep my string, because the bag is all shiny on the camera. So I'm just tearing this open, and there is a huge amount of stuff in this bag, and it's all different sizes. So let's get all this out, and then I'm going to put the bag down so that I remember where my stuff goes back in. Right, we've got butterflies. Lovely vintage themes again. So these are almost like clipped images of collages, and you've also got vellum pieces. So that is just absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful window for a little envelope or something that you're putting into your journal. And then there's more vellum pieces. Lovely and translucent. And then we've got the postal piece here. Whoops. Pick that up. Another vellum piece. Oh, we've got a nice dessert. Maison Clément. Oh, yes, we've got strawberries. And that one is also a piece of vellum. And then we've got vintage desserts. That's a raspberry whipped jello. And then we've got a mushroom. And then we've got another mushroom. We've got more vellum. We've got another dessert there. They all seem to look like that, didn't they, in the 1950s, you know. Very brightly coloured desserts. And I remember actually seeing a cooking show years ago where they actually made green, lime green mashed potatoes. Yeah. It looks so healthy. Right, mushrooms on vellum again. That looks very... oh, who am I thinking of? Van Gogh. That's it. That's a piece of vellum. And that would look nice, wouldn't it, on an autumn or a winter ATC. Now, the size of those squares... oh, I keep doing the upside down ruler. Is 3 1/4. So we're 3 1/4 on the squares. And we have even more squares. They were separated under those labels. Vellum again. I'm sure that's Monet. I might be wrong. It might be Manet. Manet or Monet. It's one or the other. But just... oh, that's vellum as well. Just so pretty. Almost like a painted postcard. And more vellum. We've got the fairy... oh, did my camera go blurred? You can see they're just really vintage. That's a gorgeous piece. Oh, we've got a nice little raspberry fairy there. And a little beetle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that goes that way. And then here's a sort of like fairy tale. Almost Pinocchio looking. We've got a little... angel with wings, and we've got a cake, and we've got a couple of little foxes and badger in there, and that is also vellum. There we go. I think that's Alice in a pink dress. And then we've got more vellum. Whoops, let's get in here. We've got a little play scene there with the dolls and things going on, with the little curtains behind. More little fairies. Just really sweet. What an awesome pack. There's a nice autumn one. That's vellum again. And then I'm pretty sure that's a marigold. Marigold or a dandelion. Probably a dandelion. And then we've got flowers and we've got carrots. That's something great for my little garden journal. That's really pretty. I think that's an orchid. Might not be, but it's vellum. I've got more vintage images. These are all sort of floral, more vellum. And I think that's another piece of vellum. And then we've got some script. We've got mushrooms and script, and that piece is vellum. Autumn Light Berries. Another piece of vellum. Got a little print one there. More flowers and a piece of lavender vellum. Just absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm sure you can see why this is being split up. And now I'm going into this size, and I'll quickly measure this just so that you've got a rough estimate. So we're going to call this 5 inches high. So we've got a map which has got the, well, we've got several maps actually, and they've got these lovely burnt edges to them, which is gorgeous. We've got the lady there in the cottage and the burnt edges. And then we've got a White House coffee borax, so that's kind of like food oriented. We've got a word one. All of these again, they've all got the burnt edges on them. Trying to make sure that nothing's stuck together. So we've got pieces of script. Magical disturbances risk wizarding exposure. Well, wouldn't that piece there just be awesome on a Halloween card? The New York Ghost. Oh, I think that's great. Monster London March Back Squatters. It's quite interesting actually, some of the things that you see in ephemera, and even script stamps, if you ever bother to read them. There's some real bizarre stuff sometimes that can get added. So there's another one with the burnt finish. And then we've got postcard pieces. More script. More script. Oh, we've got lots of those. These make great backing pieces for flowers. If you've got pressed flowers, flower stamps, any stamps that that will stamp a flower and cut one out, they just look great layered up with real bright coloured flowers. And then there we've got a piece of music. And we've got more music. And then we have a planetary looking object. I don't know what that actually denotes. Probably just the movements of the planets, I think. And then we've got another one which looks like craters on the moon, which wouldn't be so vintage, would it? Because they couldn't get photographs like those in those days. And then we've got another planetary one with lots of script, a bit Da Vinci looking. And then we've got this, which is a sticker, so you can see the shiny back. And that will go down, and that's actually a large sheet of washi. And this Charlie Chaplin one is washi. And this one is also washi, so you just peel the back off, or you can cut pieces off and use where you want. And that piece is also washi. So we've got awesome selections of things going on just out of that one packet, and I haven't even finished yet. Now we go into cardstock, where they look like film strips. So these are just great things for adding to journaling. You can stencil on them, stamp on them, add them to your pockets, stick your own photographs over there, just to cover them up a bit. You can add real photos and stickers. Kodak. Do you remember Kodak cameras? Do they still make cameras? Don't know, I haven't seen any for years. And then these are heavier cardstock, so that's a film. And then you've got a kind of film strip. Better late than never. Yeah, always. And then mushrooms. And then that's a really cute piece. The Fuji film with the butterfly. Really like that. And then we're getting into smaller paper pieces now, which are all printed. I mean, there is quite literally hundreds of them. So you've got like music sheets. In fact, I think these are mostly music sheets. So those are great for layering up pieces for Christmas cards. Old, oh, what did they call it? And they used to tread the boards in the olden days. Vaudeville, yeah. Vaudeville kind of songs. Little is much is, what's that say? Little is much when God is in it. I'm sure these are really, really old ones. Then you've got Amazing Grace. Little nursery rhymes. So those are really cute. And then of course these came out of the same packet. So if you like to laminate, you could turn these into instant bookmarks or just labels on pages. That's a perfect size, you know, for sticking inside a book, or trim it to put your details on the back of an ATC. Just really lovely. And there are lots and lots of them. So we've got pumpkins, we've got fruit. These can be cropped down. Just absolutely gorgeous. That one's a sample only. And then we've got grids. I mean, that's a huge amount of stuff. And now we get into postage stamps. So these are perforated and can be torn apart if you want to. So we've got the nursery rhyme kind of one. And these are quite heavy cardstock. And then we've got planets. I don't think those are stuck together. No, just heavy cardstock. More planets. You've got some, I think that's, is that beer packaging or food packaging? I don't know what Zonobloem is. And then they're kind of Atwell little girl images. And then we've got plants, and oh look, we've got a strawberry. Let's get a close up. Oh, don't know what's going on with my camera. There's always a sweet spot, but you just have to find it. There you go. And if I turn that to the side, you can see those are lovely thick cardstock. So I'm going to be using those in my garden planner. And then out of that again, you've got a round washi sticker. Lots of circles. You see the shiny bat, as I said, you can just peel that off. If you find using these difficult, I get a piece of double-sided tape and stick it down on the reverse and use it as a handle to pull things like that back. And now we're going into the long ones. So that is also a little piece of washi. This is washi. So you've got gorgeous little strips, and you've got vellums, washi, washi. All of this is washi. Just loads of tickets, and what a gorgeous package. All of this is washi. So there you've got the ink. You've got sewing. Oh, that's a nice one. Planets. And then we've got Hiding in the Light, which is movie tickets. And I think we're doubling up on these. Standing Up in the Milky Way. Yeah. Sounds good to me. I Love Movie. And then you've got Travel. So all of these are quite literally boarding passes and tickets. So let's try and fan those out. Cash receipts, recipes, receipt, and a receipt. So that is a huge amount of stuff just in one package. I didn't count that, but I'm pretty sure that there's over 100 items just in that one. And then next up, we've got smaller labels, and these are heavyweight cardstock. And I'm looking at the time, and I'm creeping into 20 minutes. So I'm going to tip some of these out so that we can have a look. And already I've spotted strawberries, which is good. We've got little fishtail banners. Now things like that are nice because you don't always want to get a die out and cut a fishtail banner, if you know what I mean. So we've got those. We've got little labels. Another fishtail. Ooh, strawberries, yeah. With a butterfly. We've got a building there. Got a tiny little jar with a herb in it. I think that's a... Is that a grapefruit or something? It might be. Fishtail banner. Oh, yes, my garden planner. We've got parsley, thyme, calendula. And then we've got lots of little labels. I love mushrooms, which is a nice one. We've got some tickets. Lots of lovely herbarium type things and herbs. I'm trying to keep these together. We've got woodland walks and more fish banners. We've got little seed labels. Oh, look, watering can. Ooh, I'm gonna be putting all these off to one side for my planner. And we've got lavender, woodland walks. We've got little birds. Oh, really sweet. Salvia, mint, oregano. Or in Britain, we actually call it oregano. Do you know that? Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. My husband said, no, it's oregano. And he should know because he's like half Italian. Cinnamon. Basil, or as my husband calls it, basil. And then we have rosemary, more herbs, and a little label. Those are absolutely gorgeous. And they came out of this package, and I'm just going to slide them in because there's quite a lot on this pile, and I don't want them all getting confused, so I'm just going to drop those in there. That's Bo, bless him. He always barks for the FedEx man whenever it goes down the street. And then we've got another package that is tied up with strings. I don't know what's in there, but we've got butterflies and things. And just these envelopes and packages, some of them, you can just tape them down or include them in a journal because they're just so pretty. I mean, you know, it's cardboard. Just really nice. And I'm hoping I can slide this one off as well. So I'm just going to hold it towards myself and try and just pull that off. Because I do like my garden twine. I like to keep it. So that's this lovely large envelope. And I'm just going to go inside and see what I've got. Right. Make sure I've got everything. I'll put that one down there. And we've already got a bookmark. So that's a lovely floral one. We've got a lovely paper doily. We've got another lovely tag. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous piece of vellum. Really pretty. Really lovely. And we have more flowers. More flowers. We've got palm trees. Nice flower advert. That would look great as the front cover for a garden journal. And then we've got some really pretty flower papers, all different sorts. Honeysuckle. We've got lantana. It says here linaria, but that looks like hydrangea to me. And then we've got carnations. We've got fairy seeds. I think they're now fairy morse. So those are pansies. And then we've got that lovely autumn berry. Oh, that's going in my journal. Lima beans. I haven't sown mine yet, but they are going in the ground next week. And then we've got mignonette. Don't know what that is. Rocket. Ooh. And there we've got raspberries. We've got lemon. We've got more flowers. More flowers. We've got beans. Burpee's bush lima bean. And we've also got lily of the valley. That's just such a lovely package. So there's that one. Right, and then last but not least are paper packs, and we are seriously cute. And I'm not going to open these, I'm just going to show the cover because they're kind of self-explanatory. So I'll just try and keep my head still, or my hands still. So we've got sheep, we've got little flowers and berries, we've got cows, we've got a cow print, we've got chickens and rabbits, and we've got little grass tufts. And then if we go up, we've got little ducks, we've got a black and white check, we've got more chickens, we've got a red stripe with stitching on it, some flowers, and then we've got that lovely tomato red colour that's covered with like little pigs, chickens, ducks and the sunshine. And then next up we've got an Easter pack. So we've got birds and chickens, we've got our bunnies and chicks, we've got some cute little kitty cats there, or are they rabbits? I think they're rabbits and cats. Flowers, we've got cupcakes, those are really pretty, the carrots and the hearts. And then we've got a scallop stripe, we've got a dotty, we've got a lovely gingham again, we've got rabbits, we've got a stitched flower, and we've also got a sort of plaid. And then next up we have one called Idylity, which is all those lovely colours, just like alcohol ink. And they're great for doing fantasy type backgrounds, and also great for Halloween. And then last but not least we have one called Black Mirror. Now this may look gold, but it's not. It's kind of printed, it's not foils, but it does look like gold. So you've got all those great ocean colours going into charcoal and black, and that one is called Black Mirror. Right, I thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be up with even more goodies from Panalisa tomorrow. Have an absolutely awesome day, and as usual, all links below. Bye.